Today we're going to be discussing maintenance. After each ride, I like to go through my machine and make sure there's no major issues with it. Today we're going to go a little bit further and change all the fluids. Now we're going to start on the front of this machine and work our way to the back, and I'm going to show you how I like to do it. I like to start with inspecting the front end to make sure that there's no issues with the ball joints, bearings, or bushings in the front end, but we're going to look for any issues at all. So we're going to jack this machine up now and start looking for that. When inspecting the front end, I like to rock the tire around to make sure there's no excessive playing of ball joints or tie rod ends. I also like to come up here and look for any broken bolts or any loose bolts. Make sure there's nothing here. In this case, we have a loose locking nut right here. We're going to tighten that up. Then we're going to grease this front end, and then we're going to repeat the same process to the other side. The next step of the process is going to be to drain the front differential. We're going to start by removing the fill plug to make sure that we don't have any issues. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to position a drain pan underneath the unit. Then we're going to remove the drain plug to allow fluid to drain. We're going to wipe off the end of any material off the front of the drain plug. We're going to reinstall the drain plug between 8 to 10 foot-pounds. We're going to use demand drive fluid to fill up the front differential. We're going to use a funnel with a flexible head to make it easier to fill. We're going to fill the front diff until oil comes back out. We're going to reinstall the fill plug, and we're going to torque to 8 to 10 foot-pounds. We're going to start by jacking up the rear end of the machine, and we're going to inspect for any excessive play like we did on the front end. We're going to start by draining the rear differential. We're going to pull the fill plug out first, yet again. Position our pan in place. And next we're going to remove the drain plug. Once all the fluid is drained, we're going to reinstall the drain plug and torque 10 to 14 foot-pounds. We're going to refill the rear differential with AGL until the fluid comes out the back, and then we're going to reinstall the fill plug again and torque 10 to 14 foot-pounds. Next, we're going to change the oil. We're going to use one of these oil change kits from Polaris to do it. We're going to drain the oil pan first, and then we're going to remove the filter and install the new filter, and then fill the oil back up. We're going to start by removing the drain plug. Next, we're going to remove the oil filter. Before installing the new filter, you want to put a light coat of oil around the O-ring and then reinstall the filter. Next, reinstall the drain plug with installing a new washer supplied in the kit and torque to 12 foot-pounds. Next, we'll remove the bed so we can refill the engine with oil. Next, we'll reinstall the bed and then move on to changing the air cleaner. To remove the air cleaner, we'll have to remove both front seats. Next, we'll take this panel off. Followed by this cover. Next, we'll remove this air cleaner. Next, we'll reinstall a new air cleaner. And then we'll reverse the steps by reinstalling both covers. Followed by both front seats. Now, after all that, you would normally grease your drive shaft. We're not going to show that step, but you go underneath and you have to line the drive shaft up with the hole with the Zerk fitting, so you can get up there with the grease gun and grease it. Normally, we pull the cover off the belt box and clean the belt box out and inspect the belt. We're not going to do that this time because in the next video, we're actually going to pull the primary clutch out and put a clutch kit in it. Doing preventative maintenance on your machine is going to make sure that you spend more time on the trails and less time in the shop. So make sure you do that preventative maintenance.